No clues. Where are they? Fred has been searching for his daughter for months.
I don't like the looks of this right here, though, I'll tell you. This is what I gotta do. I don't want to.
According to the FBI, over 150,000 adults were reported missing this year alone. In a scenic New Hampshire town, a beautiful college student crashes her car and simply disappears from the scene. How can a person simply vanish without a trace? We've heard so much about missing exploited children, but hardly ever do we talk about missing adults. Now, earlier this year, a 22-year-old college student disappeared without a trace. Take a look at this. Maura Murray was a smart, outgoing college student with a close-knit family, a loving boyfriend, and many friends. She seemed to have everything to live for, making her disappearance all the more puzzling and disturbing.
Maura was a wonderful person. She still is a wonderful person. She had an unbelievable personality. She always had a smile on her face. Her smile was contagious. She was the type of person that when she went into a room, everything just got brighter.
On a snowy day in February 2004, it is believed that Maura was on her way to a cabin retreat in an area she had been to many times before. Maura came around an icy turn and crashed her car into a tree. Police were called to the scene.
When the cops got there, she was nowhere to be found. After that, it's a big mystery.
Maura was spotted walking several miles away from the accident. No one has seen her since. Friends and family are left to wonder if she willingly walked out of their lives or if Maura became the victim of a crime.
It's just not like her personality to just take off and leave everyone not knowing and worrying.
She's a very trusting girl and probably seeked help from somebody passing by, and it could have been the wrong person, and that's what we're really worried about.
Please welcome Fred to the show. You're Maura's dad, Fred, and I just, what has this been like for your family? It's one thing to know. It's another thing to just have this question.
I don't let myself think about it. You know, I just try to stay busy doing the next thing that makes sense to do what I have to do to find Maura and then get Maura back. And I'm just so busy following the next thing that's in front of me.
The next lead, the next
whatever. Yeah.
Let's back up. You and your daughter were extremely close.
We were. Maura and I, well, sort of like best friends. I mean, there's a divorce, and so I'd see her almost every day after school, you know, and I'd coached her in all kinds of sports and things like that. And now that she was in college, I'd visit her maybe every 3 weeks a month. We'd go away somewhere for the weekend, and oftentimes it led us to New Hampshire. We'd do things like climb mountains. We'd go running together, you know, for an hour at a time, things like that. And we're buddies. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a different type of relationship. I mean, we're father and daughter, but friends. Hang around together.
And buddies enough that, okay, the day before, was it the day before or 2 days before when she got in the accident with your car?
It was, 2 nights before.
2 nights before?
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a second. What happened?
Well, I was up visiting her for the weekend. She needed a new car, and we spent the afternoon looking around for a car to buy. We decided what type. That night, we went out to eat. She got a call from one of her friends, and she was going back to the dorm to spend some time with a friend. She dropped me off at a motel that I was staying at, took my car, and on the way back from the dormitory, she had an accident. And the car was towed back, and she told me about it in the morning, and I, you know, wasn't actually all that upset. I was concerned with how I was going to get back to my job, because it was Sunday, and all the car places are closed. Mm-hmm. So we made the arrangements, you know, and I asked her to call me that evening, you know, because we had to talk about how to make out a police report and stuff like that, and she did.
When did you get the call that something was awry? Or did you get a call?
About 24 hours after the accident, I got a call from the local police.
And they said what to you?
That my daughter had been in an accident, that they found a car registered to me on the side of the road in a hairpin corner. She had been in an accident the evening before. They did not know where she was, mm-hmm. you know, and So I drove through the night so I could be there for the search in the morning, but I was at the search when I got there.
And from what different reports have said, that she crashed her car.
Mm-hmm.
She obviously at one point in time got out of the car. People saw her at the scene, and people also saw her a distance from the scene. Is that
Yes. In fact, the person who called in the accident saw her at the car, beside the car, 1 to 2 minutes before the police arrived.
And this was people literally almost across the street.
Across the street.
Okay. They were looking out, they saw this girl who was in the car accident there 2 minutes before the police arrived.
Yes, which is what frustrates me so much now, because that means when the police got there, she was no more than 200 yards down the street. All they had to do was drive down around the corner. They could have grabbed her, and Maura would be here with me now. But they didn't do that, and she is not here with me now.
Let me take a break, and when we come back, maybe you can tell us what people think may have happened, because either she was that kind of person that may have accepted help. It was a snowy day, young woman on the side of the road, car obviously crashed, somebody passing by that scene would see a person walking down the street, maybe offer help. I don't know, we'll talk when we come back. We'll take a break, we'll be back right after this.
It's so hard to live with that hope. The phone rings and it's her. And that emotional letdown that it's not her. When you open your email and she hasn't sent one, or you come home and you realize that she's still not there. Having that hope every day it's hard. It's unbelievably hard.
If Maura weren't such an important part of my life, then it would be easy for me not to hope. Being that she is such a grand and enormous part of my life, it's impossible for me not to hope. I mean, each and every morning when I wake and evening when I fall asleep, I hope that some miraculous event or happening will occur which will bring her back to me.
That was Maura's boyfriend we just saw, and she's been missing since February 9th, 2004. Every single weekend since her disappearance, her father, Fred, has gone out searching for her. I want you to take a look at this.
On February 9th, my daughter came around this corner, had an accident right in the spot. No one has seen her since that evening. I've come up here every weekend to do what I can to try to find it. When I go out searching, I look for a place like something like this. A bad guy could have picked my daughter up, gotten off the main drag, come in here, and had complete freedom from detection to do anything he wanted, and then at his leisure to dispose of evidence. My daughter had a black backpack, and if I could find something from that, a cell phone, anything that might lead me to her, it could have been discarded, thrown out, if a guy grabbed her. I'll have to keep doing this, because if I don't, nobody else is. And it'll just be a cold case on the back burner, and years from now, no one will ever, I'll never know, and I can't live like that. I'll go to some areas, I go, oh my God, you know,